Thomas Jefferson believed human freedom was the surest path to human progress. To that vision, he devoted his life. Jefferson served Virginia as governor, founded and designed the University of Virginia, and wrote the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom. He drafted the Declaration of Independence and served his new country as Minister to France, Secretary of State, Vice President, and for 2 terms as President of the United States. Monticello was the center of Jefferson's world. He inherited some 3,000 acres from his father, and in 1768 began construction on top of the little mountain he had roamed as a boy. Over time, the plantation grew to 5,000 acres. Jefferson was a self-trained architect. In designing Monticello, he drew on the architecture of ancient Rome and contemporary Paris for inspiration. Like the new nation, it was always a work in progress. He imagined, reimagined, and had the house built and rebuilt over a span of 40 years. Monticello was a plantation in central Virginia. It was home to the Jeffersons and the families of free and enslaved workers, including as many as 140 enslaved African American men, women, and children. The enslaved people at Monticello labored for Jefferson and his family from dawn till dusk, 6 days a week, in the fields, orchards, gardens, in the shops along Mulberry Row, the main plantation street, and in the main house. Members of the Hearn, Gillette, Hemming, and other families became field workers, blacksmiths, woodworkers, stone cutters, brewers, weavers, and cooks trained in the arts of French cuisine. Within the cruel institution of slavery and the confines of their bondage, enslaved people developed strong family ties and a dynamic community of their own, independent of Jefferson. Throughout 40 years of public service, Jefferson often said he would rather be at Monticello, but he spent half his adult life away, serving his nation. Jefferson became a powerful spokesman for a revolutionary generation, one that created a new nation based on radical ideas. In 1776, at the age of 33, he was asked to draft a Declaration of Independence from Great Britain.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another.
When most people in the world lived at the mercy of those who were born into power, these words unleashed a revolutionary idea that all men had equal rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In reality, women, African Americans, and other minorities were excluded from Jefferson's vision of liberty. 1/5 of the American population lived in slavery. Jefferson was an early advocate for ending slavery and wrote that it was a moral and political evil that threatened America's future. But he remained a slaveholder and freed only 10 people in his lifetime. Among those he held in bondage were Sally Hemings and the children who fathered with her. This legacy remains Jefferson's glaring contradiction. Determined to make the ideals of the revolution a reality, Jefferson devoted himself to improving his country. Jefferson's statute for religious freedom for Virginia swept away the state-established church. He considered belief an individual matter and opposed state-supported religion. He saw an educated people as the backbone of democracy and proposed a comprehensive system of public education. In his retirement, he founded the University of Virginia, reflecting his unwavering belief in the illimitable freedom of the human mind. Jefferson placed the Declaration of Independence first on the list of accomplishments he inscribed on his gravestone. He died July 4th, 1826, just 1 year to the day after that world-changing event. The Declaration signaled a new age in which governments protected individual freedom and equal rights. To this day, these rights have not been fully achieved, but the ideas expressed in the Declaration of Independence have echoed in hundreds of like declarations around the globe. This is Thomas Jefferson's most enduring legacy, and the one we continue to strive for, that the prospect of equality and human freedom belongs to all people in all ages.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.